Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto. Hope you're having a good one. So let's unpack a few things. XRP is a great project. It's got a lot of news going around about it, all that good stuff. Years ago, right, there was a lot of swirl around when Robinhood was going to list Doge. Then again, when it was going to finally list Shiba Inu. They took so long listing those assets that they just lost the impact that they could have on the listing of just about any coin, in my humble opinion. So now there are rumors swirling that they might list XRP. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, is that really going to matter? When they took so long to launch, Doge, launch Shiba Inu, they lost the potential of gaining all of those people onto their platform. Think about that. That's saying a lot, right? Because people couldn't get their hands on those cryptos on that platform. They went elsewhere. And truthfully, Robinhood never recovered. If you really stop and think about it, I don't think Robinhood ever recovered from those faux pas. So when I look at what kind of impact they could possibly have on listing XRP by leaking out that they might list XRP, yeah, not the same impact as, back in the day. Just not. It's you're an also ran now. Who cares? Right? We because of them dragging their feet listing other cryptos, people learned how to obtain cryptos through other means. And they have already found ways to get their hands on XRP through other ways. Even with Gemini, all the other exchanges, Coinbase, all the other exchanges relisting XRP. Even with that, people have been snatching up XRP through decentralized exchanges and other means to get there. As a matter of fact, you could even say that the Republic of Palau has been able to sell their digital residency, smart move, by the way, very slick by this country, to help people do things like that. They saw an uptick. I don't know that, Robinhood's listing is going to mean anything. Something that's really interesting to me is Binance.us couldn't do or can't do direct USD transactions right now. It's not going to happen. They've got too many legal woes, regulatory woes, and it's impeding them from being able to do that. So what they do, they're partnering with MoonPay. And what you can do with MoonPay is on-ramp your fiat, US dollar, flip it to Tether, flip Tether to Binance.us, and carry on. Okay, now, alrighty. Where there's a will, there's a way, and they got creative and found a way. What happens legally after that, don't know. But where there's a will, there's a way. And, this could be a very good move for Binance.us, who've seen, really hard times trying to have an inflow that means anything of money onto the platform. And now's the time that they need it. So we'll see what happens from here. Now, if you recall, Grayscale is appealing their case, their rejection of their Bitcoin spot ETF decision by the SEC. And that decision, sorry, but something's in my eye and it's annoying me. The decision was made and they're appealing. Why? Because the SEC in 2021 had allowed the first, Bitcoin futures ETF. So if you can allow a futures ETF, why can't you allow a spot ETF? No good reason has been given as to why it hasn't. Roadblocks have been pushed, but good reason, not so much. Well, Grayscale was, appealed the decision. It's in court. They made their case back in March, and guess what? Decision hasn't come yet. They were expecting over the past few days. Hasn't come. It's been kicked down the road. It's been delayed. I guess my question becomes, are our U.S. courts waiting for other things to happen so that they don't make a decision and possibly set precedent? I don't know if that's really the case, but boy, does it look like it. So I don't know. I don't know. Because you get the evidence, you weigh the evidence, you make a decision. Why is it taking so long to make a decision? I mean, other court cases take a long time, and it's just a general question. Why does it take a long time to make a decision, right? Just in general. If a court has to make a decision, it's a long time. If jurors have to make a decision, they can do it within a day, as fast as a day, a couple of weeks at most, right? So I'm just wondering, why is it taking so long? Do you not understand the information that's in front of you? Highly possible. It's really technical. But I can't believe that in this day and age, here's a court that doesn't understand what we're talking about with regard to futures and spots. So I'm wondering why it's being kicked down the road. I don't think it's being kicked down the road for any other reason than don't necessarily want to set precedent and maybe wait for some other things to happen. So we'll see what happens. Because the appeal, if no, would have to say, well, why? And I think that's all people are looking for is a decent answer as to why. Now, a couple of days ago, I told you that OpenSea might have made a mistake. Mark Cuban agrees. OpenSea could have made a major mistake by, saying, no, we're not going to enforce that whole royalty system. Well, Rarible has decided, skip that. So platforms like X2, Y2, Lookshare, and obviously OpenSea are no longer going to be aggregated on the Rarible platform. I think you're going to see a lot of artists move over to Rarible, and that will be it. It was a poor decision, right? I told you I was sitting on the fence. I could see both. I wasn't really sitting on the fence. You could see both sides of the argument, but I tend to go with the artists. I mean, think about this. I mean, songwriters, singers, other artists see royalties. Even actors see royalties. It might not be a great system it might not be a great royalty system, but they see royalties. Why can't artists see royalties? And for me, that's as simple as the case can get. And I think they should. So Rarible said, yeah, we think they should too. So we're going to enforce that. Yeah. So I think that Rarible is going to pop up and pop up big. I think the crown is going to be removed from OpenSea and moved over to Rarible. I can honestly see that happening. Because for a lot of people, that was the point. I know a lot of artists that won't mess with NFTs at all. One of my best friends, sons, he will not mess with NFTs, period. And this kid is amazing. Christopher is amazing. But won't do it. He's like, yeah, nah, not feeling it. But this right here, I think that's going to be a statement. If you're South Korean and you are trying to evade taxes by leveraging crypto, you got a problem. There's a new province or town or city in I can't even pronounce it. That's why I'm not even trying. In South Korea, that has reached out to both Bitthumb and Upbit to say, hey, there are about 8,500 people that are evading taxes. They owe a minimum of 1 million KRW, equivalent to about $750 in taxes that they have not paid. And they're reaching out to those centralized exchanges and saying, hey, here are the people, and we want that money. Yeah, so you might want to change your ways if you're one of those people. I mean, truthfully, nobody likes paying taxes, but I look at it as, if I have to pay more taxes, I made money. Think about that. If I have to pay more taxes, that means I made more money. Done. I'm cool with that. I might not agree with how my tax money is being used, but it makes sense that if I make more money, I'm going to have to pay more taxes. It's not that difficult. Just in the United States, the more the more money you make, the more write-offs are available to you, and you just keep going, battling back and forth. But I expect to pay more taxes, and I do pay my taxes. So yeah, don't evade. It's just gonna make it difficult on you, and South Korea is proving it. And I think other countries are going to wind up doing the same thing, where they're just going to go to centralized exchanges and be like, "Hey, these people didn't," and it's going to become as simple as that. As a matter of fact, it will be operationalized and it'll be smooth sailing. They won't even have to go, "Hey," the exchanges will come up and be like, "Yo, here's how that works. Here's all the information. How much do you want to take out of their account?" What that is going to do is possibly send people to decentralized exchanges and self-custodial wallets. And then there's no record, right? If you know how to do the math, you could create your own wallet with pen and paper. I don't advise that, but you could. But so pay attention to this. I mean, yes, it's South Korea, so people in the United States aren't going to care. But these are things that are going on around the world. South Korea is not the only place. So start paying attention to how those things move and what kind of impact that can have, what kind of ongoing operations it could have. Just work that into your research. Now, I will end on something that's interesting to me, and that is the amassing of $3 billion worth of Bitcoin in 3 months by a specific wallet. Nobody knows who owns that wallet. Who or what owns that wallet. That's what's interesting. Just saying. That's really what it is. Normally I would go through the numbers and everything else, but I don't think I need to go through the numbers today. They suck. We're just moving sideways. We tested, you know what? I'm talking about it, so I might as well show it. All right. So fear and greed index, we're still at 37. Actually, we're at 37. Yesterday was 38. DeFi Llama, you can see total value locked at $48 billion. That's extremely low in my eyes, right? We dropped, from 54, 55 billion. So I'm waiting to get back above 50. You can see right here where we came close to testing my new low mark, which is 25,211. We came close to testing it again. We tested it. We touched it way back here. And then you see what happened? We started going up again. Just saying. So this is what I'm looking at is, can we do that, or are we going to hit a new low and move laterally again? Don't know. But we touched 25,211. I think we can go back up. Or at least I'm going to continue to DCA straight up. And you can see the numbers right here, 25,978, not where I want to be. I want to be above $26,000 for ETH. Obviously, I want to be back in the 17s. 16s is not, it's unhealthy. Just saying. XRP down to erased all of the gains that it had before. All of them. So is Robinhood going to have an impact? No, I think Pakistan and Istanbul talking about XRP, for stablecoins and CBDCs and all this other stuff, just other countries around the world talking about what they can do with XRP. I think that's what's going to grow XRP. I think that's what's going to wind up being the success of Ripple. Matic is up just a hair. Just everybody's down at the moment, just moving sideways. Except Shiba Inu had popped up a little bit over the past day. It had popped up about 5%. That was an opportunity to make money. But I'm just paying attention to what's going on out there, straight up. And you can see right here on the list, if you're looking at the numbers, you can see that, yeah, we're moving sideways. We're just straight up moving sideways, and it's just not pretty. You see what I mean? So here's, over the past 24 hours, 3.59%, but it was up as high as 5% over the past 30 hours, 36 hours. So these are the kinds of things I'm paying attention to. How can I get in, get out, make money? Right now, a lot of people are doing trades, right? They're seeing a down, they're buying on the down, waiting for it to go up a little bit, maybe 5-10%, and getting out, and then waiting for another down and keep doing the same thing. Just remember that tax-wise, you're going to have to keep paying for each one of those transactions. So just pay attention to what you're doing, or you might be able to average over the year depending on how you do your taxes. So be careful about what you're doing, how you're doing it. All right. This is Eddie J on Crypto. Hope you like what I'm doing. If not, drop me a note and tell me how I can improve. I would greatly appreciate that. Anyway, have a good one. Bye-bye.